So this episode of NXT did kick off with the Velveteen Dream coming out. Velveteen Dream described that he had a sparkle in his eye and he had his eyes set on some gold, and that gold was the North American Championship. He then went to say some other things before he was interrupted with "Shock the System." And out would come Adam Cole and Bobby Fish. Cole boasted that 2019 will be a banner year for the Undisputed Era. Cole vowed that they will all win championship gold and Undisputed Era would hold every title in NXT UK. Cole told Dream to dream on. Cole and Fish tried to rush Dream, but he sidestepped and sent both packing out of the ring before he got out of the ring. And it was funny here. He Bobby Fish said, I can't remember the exact verbiage, but Bobby Fish said, asked a question to Velveteen Dream, and he goes, "Well, I'll only do that if Adam says it's okay." Basically, Adam's your boss, you're his lackey, and Nigel basically referenced that too. He's like, "That was great," and Velveteen Dream basically referencing that Bobby Fish is nothing more than Adam Cole's lackey, which, when you really look at it, he doesn't really have a spot in the Undisputed Era anymore. I mean, he was one half of the tag team champions. Then he went down with an injury and was replaced with Roderick Strong. So, I don't know. Next up, we got a pretty good tag team match. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch defeating Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner. My one, I guess you could say, gripe about this match, it just seemed like a highlight. It's like you have a good takeover match or a good main event tag team match, and we just get the highlights of it. Because the match starts off and they're just trying to go for near falls and hot tags, and it's everyone running wild early. It was weird. So a hot tag led to Eichner cleaning house early and landing a missile dropkick. Barthel made the save on a pinning attempt. The match then turned into a melee, like I said. Eichner connected with a lariat from hell on Oney Lorcan. Barthel and Eichner launched into a series of moves that begun with press slamming Lorcan into a deadlift brainbuster for a spot that is almost hard to explain. You have to see it to believe it, kind of. He had him up there in a deadlift press, and then he dropped him down into a brainbuster. It was a cool spot. Barthel then did a tope to the outside, while Eichner did a double springboard moonsault for a close 2 count. Lorcan then countered a tandem offense by rolling through into a half crab. Burch exchanged fighting spirit with Barthel. Lorcan ran wild and hit a dive to the outside. Eichner then leapt to the top rope and dove off to the floor with a flying crossbody. Eichner flew back into the ring and hit a springboard. Lorcan avoided Eichner and rolled him up in a schoolboy for the victory. Again, I thought there was too much going on in this match a little bit. I thought there was just a lot of boom, 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 boom. They needed to slow it down just a slight touch, in my opinion. Overall, it wasn't a bad match. It was just too much going on, in my opinion. So then we got a match. It was Io Shirai and Kairi Sane taking on the team of, I think it was Tanaya Brooks, how you say it? Tanaya Brooks and Amber Nova. Sane slid into her signature elbow smash early. Brooks caused a distraction that allowed Nova to hit Sane with a sneak attack. Sane overcame that and landed a spear before she tagged out. Kairi Sane ran wild and flew into a shotgun dropkick. She followed that up with a 619 and a springboard double dropkick. Finish came when Shirai assisted Sane by launching her into a flying elbow drop. Sane immediately repaid the assist by giving Shirai a boost into a standing moonsault. Sane then covered Brooks for the victory. I thought it was okay. I didn't think Kairi Sane and Io Shirai look like they could be one hell of a women's tag team, but other than that, no one really stood out that much to me. Sane and Shirai were celebrating backstage during a post-match interview when Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir confronted and threatened them. This led to an announcement that the four will have a match next week. Stemming off of what we saw at the beginning of the show, we got Velveteen Dream versus Bobby Fish. Dream made a comeback early that led to the finish. This match wasn't that long, but not before Fish locked in a submission hold. The referee ordered a break when Cole tried to interfere. Despite his leg buckling once during the match, Dream overcame the injury to defeat Fish. Dream was looking strong in the early portions of this match, led to him doing a Macho Man axe handle to the floor. Dream was outnumbered with Cole stalking him at ringside. Dream went for the Purple Rainmaker, but Fish countered into a knee bar. Dream struggled to reach the ropes. Cole pulled the ropes just short of Dream's grasp, and the referee, like I said, did see that. Fish, at one point, was given a Death Valley Driver bomb. I don't know. Do they call it? Let me know in the comments. Do they call it a Death Valley Driver the way that he does it, or is it a Death Valley Driver bomb? I've heard him call it both. Before he did this Death Valley Driver bomb, before Dream leapt off the top rope with the Purple Rainmaker. Got a 3 count on Fish. Match was pretty good. Adam Cole at ringside. Some may say, referee, why didn't you kick him out when he was pulling on the ropes? But I think it was okay. You know, you got to give him a second chance to not interfere. Then the show closed with the go-home angle for this coming Sunday's NXT TakeOver. NXT North American Champion Ricochet was cutting a promo in the ring when he was confronted by Johnny Gargano. A brawl then erupted between the two. As Ricochet got an advantage on Gargano, he was attacked by NXT Champion Tommaso Ciampa. A conflicted Gargano hesitated before continuing with a beatdown on Ricochet. Ciampa smirked and clapped for his approval. Aleister Black would then rush down to the ring and attack Ciampa. Black was stomping a mud hole and walking it dry. Gargano hesitated again before making the save for his former DIY tag team partner. He superkicked Black, and Ciampa began stomping a mud hole of his own. Gargano then executed his slingshot DDT on Ricochet, while Ciampa delivered Devil's Wings on Aleister Black. Crowd was really into this, and then the two kind of like seemed to reconcile as they were walking back up the ramp. Looked like they were going to handshake. They were going to give each other a handshake. It looked like, okay, here we go. What are we doing here? Are we getting full-on heel Johnny Gargano finally aligning himself with Ciampa? Ciampa wants the handshake. And before Johnny could actually, extend that handshake back, his wife Candice LeRae would run in and try to talk some sense into him, yelling at him. I couldn't catch exactly what she was saying. Basically, she was like, you know who this man is. You don't need to be teaming up with him or giving him any gratitude. Da-da-da-da-da. So she's just like trying to be the voice of reason for her husband. And that is the last thing we saw as NXT went off the air. And then, boom, this Sunday, NXT TakeOver.
Hey guys, ever wanted to support PW Unlimited more than just here on YouTube or on our Patreon? Well, you can by picking up some official PW Unlimited merch. And right now is a great time to do it as our TeePublic store is currently on sale. Everything on the Pro Wrestling Unlimited TeePublic store is up to 30% off. Yes, that means t-shirts for $14, cell phone cases for $20, and more. Head over to ProWrestlingUnlimited.net/store now to get your PW Unlimited merch at 30% off. Sale will only last for a limited time.
NXT TakeOver will be coming to us from the Talking Stick Arena in Phoenix, Arizona this coming Saturday night. And before we wrap it up here, I want to give you guys my NXT TakeOver predictions. Like I said, NXT TakeOver has 5 matches on the show this coming Saturday night, with the first match being Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. I'm a little conflicted on who's going to win this one because Riddle's up 2-0. Do they want to give that nod to Cassius Ohno and be like, finally get the victory? Or do they just stick with Matt Riddle? I think, I could be completely wrong here, but I think Riddle wins yet again. Like I said, I could be completely wrong here, but I think Riddle wins yet again. So next up, with the NXT Women's Championship on the line, we do have Shayna Baszler defending against Bianca Belair. I know a lot of people do want to see Bianca Belair win that championship on Sunday, but I don't think she's ready. I think she's great. I think she's really, maybe not great. Maybe that's a little pushing it, but I think she's really good. But I don't think she's champion good yet. Keep that title on Shayna Baszler. That's my prediction. Next up, with the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line, the Undisputed Era defending against the War Raiders. And I'm going to go Undisputed Era. Adam Cole keeps saying that Undisputed Era is going to win all the gold in 2019, and the only way they can do that is if they keep their championships. Whether Cole and Fish get involved to help them keep the championship is to be seen, but I think Undisputed Era does retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. So going forward with the NXT North American Championship on the line, Ricochet will be defending against Johnny Gargano, and I think Ricochet retains the championship here, and here's why. Gargano, yeah, he'd like to win the title, but I think this is all leading to something bigger. I think this is all leading to Johnny Gargano winning the NXT Championship WrestleMania weekend. Whether we see Tommaso Ciampa try to come out and help Gargano is kind of what I've predicted, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. What I think could happen is maybe, now hear me out, I'm just spitballing here, an idea. Maybe Ciampa comes out and tries to help Gargano. It doesn't work. Gargano gets distracted, and Ricochet gets the victory. I think, now this all stemmed from Tommaso Ciampa basically saying that he thinks Johnny Gargano is great, and Johnny Gargano deserves a shot at the North American Championship. So then Gargano was like, okay, I'll try and get that shot at the North American Championship, and boom, boom, boom. Because maybe Ciampa feels like he wants Gargano to deal with something else that's not him, to be distracted with the North American title so he doesn't challenge him again. I think Gargano's playing that game. I think Gargano understands that, knows that Ciampa doesn't want to face him again, so he's biding his time, doing what he thinks Ciampa wants him to do to get Ciampa to think that he's on his side. But then come WrestleMania, that WrestleMania takeover in New York, Gargano finally wins that title. That's just my opinion. So if that storyline does come to a head at WrestleMania weekend, then he can't win the title here. So I'm going to say keep that title on Ricochet. And finally, with the NXT Championship on the line, Tommaso Ciampa, taking on Aleister Black. And just like I said in the last match, you've got Johnny Gargano in there, maybe getting some help from Ciampa. Maybe Gargano gets involved in this match as well. I think Ciampa keeps that title. I might be a little biased because I want to see Ciampa Gargano WrestleMania weekend with Gargano finally winning the title. But, I think Ciampa keeps the title here. Aleister Black can move on to the main roster after Royal Rumble or closer to WrestleMania or whatever, and we go from there. But that is what I think is going to happen with Ciampa retaining the championship. And those are my predictions for NXT TakeOver Phoenix.